morning. Am I audible?
I think raise this. Okay.
This is probably the 5th year I am meeting you here, and you can see more Indian students this time compared with last years or the last 3-4 years. Good to see you all here. Yes. Not on.
Caller.
Is it okay?
Caller.
Is it? Can you hear me? Yeah. So I am representing an organization which is only about 43 years old. It was started during 1974 by one of the pediatricians, Dr. Shami Chaudhary, catering to the needs of mother and children who are suffering from basically malnutrition. He did his MD from All India Institute of Medical Sciences and came back to West Bengal. Here, just next to your campus, the area called Koilan, or headquarters is located there. So he started his journey from there, going to the villages, meeting the people, mostly these women and children who are suffering from their antenatal care and postnatal care problems as well as malnutrition. And then he started this institute called Child in Need Institute, which is in short we say CINI. So this is the 43rd year where we have been reaching out to over 5 million populations across West Bengal and the state of Jharkhand. And in West Bengal, out of the 21 districts, we reach out to almost all the districts through our main program interventions on mother and child health, adolescent health, HIV/AIDS, nutrition, education and child protection. And we have about 1,200 employees together in our organization, starting from the senior management to the ground. So it's a whole lot of work that we do and try to work closely with the government and the system that exists in the state as well as the national government. So before I get into the details of the discussion, I'd like to show you one video which will give you an understanding of what CINI does and how. It's only about 7 to 8 minutes.
Why don't we put it up on the poster? We can put it up on the poster, students can be able to see.
Let me see. I have to talk to my communications team as well. There is some branding issue as well. It's a very small video. I just
at a makeshift clinic in the Loreto convent at Champurpur in 1974. The major objectives of the clinic were to treat children from common illnesses, advise their mothers to feed low-cost nutritious food, and to adopt hygienic practices. CINI then shifted to Koilan. The clinic day was made to Thursday to coincide with the weekly market day. Initially, the average attendance on any Thursday would be around 900 mothers with their under 5 children suffering from common ailments like diarrhea and respiratory distress, all of which were symptoms of severe malnutrition. The huge response from Thursday Clinic encouraged CINI to expand its reach from assemblage to the communities. It moved from a temporary shed to a concrete permanent structure. CINI also stressed on fundraising, which were then utilized to broaden the programs to a permanent nutrition rehabilitation center and an emergency ward for severe malnutrition cases. There were several cases of severely malnourished children, where successful application of behavioral changes, proper nutrition and weight management gifted them with a healthy life. Encouraged with CINI's approach, many individuals and organizations extended their support. The apprehensive and credible activities of CINI even touched Mother Teresa. CINI now wanted to manage its programs professionally. The first to join were young women selected from the communities for their leadership qualities, who were then trained as health workers and put in charge of these projects. They were then followed by young men and women from the same community who were trained as supervisors, managers, and gradually the team grew. Technology was introduced in the early 1980s. At present, majority of the work in CINI is computerized. Over the years, dignitaries have been appalled by the dedication with which CINI listened to the society and helped them to help themselves. Fascinated, many of the renowned personalities visited CINI and lived the experience of helping the needy. At various points of the journey, we were honored with a visit by overseas contemporaries who shared their best practices and endowed the work of CINI. In turn, they returned with the best practices that CINI had been implementing over the years. One of CINI's most important roles today is that of a facilitator. In addition to its emergency ward and nutrition rehabilitation center, CINI operates an outpatient department, antenatal and reproductive child health clinics. Pregnant women and women with children up to the age of 5 can come and consult the doctors and the health workers about prenatal care, breastfeeding, nutrition, vaccinations, and childhood ailments. CINI empowers people by communicating their rights and privileges to them and helps women and children make use of those services already provided by the government. CINI also reaches out to every level of government, from community leaders to policy makers, to ensure that as much as possible is being done to help the poor. Our experience training our own health workers gave us the opportunity to train the government health workers in the mid-80s. During this time, CINI initiated various collaborative action research studies with the Indian, UN and international agencies through the CINI training unit. Today it caters to over 2,000 trainees every year from different fields of rural communities for their capacity building activities. CINI has been officially recognized both in India and abroad as a leading authority on mother and child nutrition, healthcare and education. Out of the many accolades, CINI received the National Award for Child Welfare twice, once in 1985 and then in 2004. Throughout the journey, CINI had received the appreciation and generosity from prominent individuals of the society. Facility in Manoj, a park where underprivileged children can come and enjoy a day of play and adventure in tranquil and eco-friendly surroundings. Manoj was primarily developed to give a momentary break to the deprived children of the society. A unique program of a day trip to Manoj allows a donor to be linked to a group of 70 children who can then enjoy an outing amidst the nature. CINI enjoyed tremendous credibility worldwide. Its many friends who had watched the growth of CINI and its work now came together to assist in executing the ambitious plan of CINI International, a globally focused NGO, which was then set up on 1st February 2000 in Italy. Visitors who have come to CINI to see its work have returned convinced that CINI can make a change in the lives of the poor. They have formed groups in Italy, UK, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway, USA and Australia to raise funds for CINI India. The Adolescent Resource Center was set up in 2000 to address the needs of young people. The center has been contributing effectively towards improving adolescent and youth health status through piloting innovative programs, networking partnership buildings of stakeholders and research. It is committed to develop, promote and scale up models on issues related to young people's reproductive and sexual health. Poor children are vulnerable children. India has the largest population of children in the world, but also the highest number of children engaged in work. These children work not just in sweatshops and domestic service, but also in family businesses or as carriers of other family members. The number of child laborers which seriously damages their education and holistic development is unknown, but ranges from the government's 12.6 million to the civil society estimates of 70 to 80 million children. Surviving on the edge, these vulnerable children are exposed to physical, economic and social exploitation. The urban wing of CINI was launched in 1989 in response to the silent cries of the children living on the streets, railway platforms, markets, slums and squatter colonies. CINI provides 9 shelters for the protection of girl children living on the street housed at Amadir Bari. Halfway houses and short stay homes offer a home environment to the children who do not want to return to the streets after exposure to a better quality of life. A sick bay with the doctor and trained health workers is also there that treats the sick street children. The short stay home for boys run by CINI is called Hamara Ghar. It is a short stay home where the children are provided with elementary education along with computer training. They also have other recreational activities. In partnership with the government, CINI provides a response team in West Bengal for calls to Childline 1098, a 24-hour free telephone helpline which provides intervention and assistance to children in trouble. Adolescents and children, both in and out of school, are equipped to strive to complete their elementary education and are provided with the knowledge to be able to make informed choices about health and nutrition. Education, counseling, therapeutic recreation, and health and nutritional care are extended through drop-in centers to those who live alone or with their families in and around the railway platforms. CINI works to identify children who are either not in mainstream education or are in danger of leaving it. It offers bridging courses to enable children who are outside the education system to return to it. Using a network of key workers and counselors who are linked to schools and government, CINI works in local communities to convince families that the benefit of education will, in the long term, outweigh the benefit of the low and temporary wage which a child may earn instead of going to school. CINI also works to overcome forms of social exclusion such as caste and gender discrimination, which continue to play a part in keeping children, particularly girls, out of school. CINI, through years of experience, observed that in its area of operation, the population is vulnerable in terms of socio-economic, demographic, education, sanitation, and maternal and child health indicators. CINI implement projects which facilitate convergence of three stakeholder groups: community, local governance, and service providers for the increased accessibility and utilization of existing services, thereby establishing child and women-friendly communities. Close contacts with all levels of government ensure that CINI is exceptionally well placed to offer relief when disaster strikes. The emergencies in which CINI has worked are Bhuj earthquake, the tsunami, Kashmir earthquake, Ayla in West Bengal, flooding in Murshidabad, Bihar and Uttar Dinajpur in recent times. CINI has also been working with communities to prepare them for emergencies. We thank those who supported us through our journey of 38 long years and believed in the work we do. With your support, we have been able to reach out to 5 million population in West Bengal, Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh.
Thank you. I'll stop here. This film documentary is basically to give you an understanding of how CINI works and the kind of work that we do. Presently, we are implementing over 100 projects across these two states of West Bengal and Jharkhand. And these projects are focused on creating a society that's basically friendly towards children. So we call it a child-friendly communities, where all services and entitlements of the children are ensured by the service providers, that is the government, and at the local level is the panchayat system, which is the lowest strata of the administration. And CINI brings in an convergence between the service providers and the recipients, as the children and the women, and bring them together under one umbrella, that all services and their entitlements are ensured from the government based on different programs and schemes that already exist with the government. We have some services particularly for those children who are into difficult circumstances, maybe at the railway stations, on the streets, or who have been missing or run away or a victim of trafficking, mostly in urban locations and in North Bengal. So this is in a nutshell our reach. And furthermore, during the discussions, I'll have time to spend with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.